Welcome, I'm Rudy de Vries from the City of Haarlem in the Netherlands. I will present you how the City of Haarlem did procure food, sustainable food, on a sustainable way. So we hope you get some inspiration to do this in your own procurement. First, I want to tell you about something about the scope of this procurement. The scope was about the food in our canteen for my colleagues, other civil officers, and for banqueting purposes. The tendering took place in the first quarter of 2020, and that was just in the post-COVID era. The buyer is the facility department of the city, and for in order to get the best information and the best uh, results, we also hired an external expert on food procurement for the coordination in this procurement. Haarlem has defined her strategic goals in a strategic procurement policy. Important elements of this policy document are local, social, and sustainable. In order to develop internal knowledge and to set goals, we also work with the action plan on social responsible commissioning and procurement. For this procurement, we also defined some specific goals, and they were on sustainable and origin products, which has to be certified, of course. And then we have a focus on the protein transition from animal proteins towards plant-based proteins. Then the reduction of food waste is important, and we need to reduce our greenhouse gases in the food also. Last but not least, the social return on investment is an important chapter in this procurement. It's good to know that the internal organization with the buyer, which are the facility services, are really dedicated to our internal strategic goals on sustainability. They really work very well together with the sustainable department, which I think I'm part of. But on the other hand, we also have to consider that the KPI, which is defined on customer satisfaction, also is very important for the facility department because if the people don't like the food, well, they just go away, they go outside because our office is in the heart of our city, so there's plenty of choice to go to eat outside, because we have to keep the people inside in our canteen. So that KPI is very important. So the caterer needs to be really work on quality and also we be very adaptive to the client wishes. Well, you have to know that the market for catering service in the Netherlands is very competitive. Therefore, we used a expert scan and visit to other locations for other organizations to their canteens for inspiration. What is possible in a canteen like us, and what we do see? What are the differences? After that, we also did publish our wishes on the tender board, the national tender board, TenderNet, and that produced quite some questions, and we could answer these questions, and it was also a way to guide all those market parties towards our procurement so that we could have enough companies writing in to our procurement, of course. That's also important. Then a very important step in the way we procured it, because we do procure it on a very special way. We used a rapid circular procurement method, which I will explain you next to this sheet. Uh, so there were some questions on, and then we had an important step that was the in-person presentation of the selected companies so they could present their plans to the whole procurement team. And in this setting, we could really ask the right questions, and we had to get the good impression of what a company could do for us. Haarlem did use an innovative way of procuring, slightly different as a traditional European procurement: rapid circular procurement. Rapid circular procurement often and more formally known as rapid circular contracting, is a very agile and also a collaborative procurement method focused on accelerating the adoption of circular economic solutions. Instead of prescribing detailed solutions, we did set functional ambitions such as waste reduction or the transition from animal proteins towards plant-based proteins, and we did work closely with the supplier to really co-create sustainable, innovative, and durable solutions, and also within a faster and much more flexible time frame. There are in fact two handshake moments in this contracting, in this system of procuring. The initial rapid circular contracting commitment contract, and after the workout phase, in which we define the details on, for instance, the KPIs, there is a mutual agreement paper, and then we can start, well, with the work, the way we wanted to act in our canteen. And now we come to the results. The thing where we did start is innovative procurement. The supplier uses a dashboard to inform us on the progress. Each quarter of the year there's a meeting. We consider contract management is really key to get the best results. Working together is really important. Trust when there are problems to solve and mutual understanding, but keeping the defined goals in the lens. As you can see, the dashboard is quite comprehensive. On health, for instance, like less salt and sugar, sustainability, it's about certified organic food, the greenhouse footprint, but also the protein transition and also the food waste. Food catering services is a very major market. There are a lot of possibilities on sustainable food catering. There are also some barriers, for instance, having the right qualified people working in the kitchen, but also using attractive recipes, which is really important in the protein transition. You want to keep all the customers happy, so that's really important. The taste has to be very good. But also, we used a lot of KPIs in this procurement, and we learned that if one KPI is not working out good, this can be deceiving. So you have to keep really an eye on the important KPIs and don't be deceived that if one is not working out really good. Then quarterly reporting really helps to be in control and also to understand each other, which is important in a contract like this. And then I cannot say it often enough, it's really important to get to know the market, use expert knowledge, organize market consultations. That is really key to use it in your procurement. And then you could say the sky is the limit, but that's not true, of course, because there's always like things like price and availability. But there is a lot of things going on in the food in this world, and so there are a lot of chances. I hope you have some inspiration on this presentation, and if there is any questions, I would really like to receive them. Thank you very much.